want to conquer the world. I mean, who doesn't? I've decided that living an average life just really isn't for me. I mean, I just really don't want to be just another number on the statistics chart. And my definition of average is pretty big. I define average as anyone who has little to nothing to show for their 80 years on this planet. I mean, what's up with that? That definition probably spans about 99.999% of people who have ever lived, probably more. So I got a pretty big task on my hands. And I've decided that the best way to accomplish what I want is to take over the world. This way I can have complete control over what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to get it done. But there's a difference between me and your average power-hungry idiot of a leader. Most who try to be in control over more things, they just simply want more money, power, fame, and glory, right? And those things are all fine and dandy, but they lose their charm quick. And you're going to lose your head, too, if that's all you care about. I'm in it for a lasting legacy and a chance to improve the world. You can call me Superman, except like without superpowers and laser vision. But I'm going to do it with just plain old ideas, passion, and just a little bit of other stuff. Not much different from what most people have. You're all probably skeptical at the moment that I'm going to be able to take over the world, but Einstein has said that if at first an idea does not succeed, or if at first an idea does not receive ridicule, it has no chance of succeeding. Yeah, like Einstein was a smart guy, but it shouldn't take Einstein to figure out that taking over the world is not going to be easy. In my view, your mind in 5 years should really be built for what you want to do in life and what you expect to do. Most of you in this room probably think that all you need to do is go to college, get a good job, and then have a family. Well, what's the point in that? I mean, really, why would you do that? There's no fun in that. And I think I'm shooting for the moon on trying to take over the world, but I think it's actually something worth shooting for. And I mean, we got plenty of people in this world. We have suck-ups, chumps, losers, you name it. These people aren't going to go anywhere soon, except for suck-ups, but like a lot of people see through their act. As for me, I don't plan on doing that kind of crap. So I've just got a goal for myself, and I'm going to conquer the world. And because for me, just living an average life just never really was something I really wanted to do. And there's a few reasons for that. If you're average, after you die, a few years after, no one's going to care about you except your family. No one's going to know you or what you've done. So why do it? There's no point in that. So I strive to be better. I mean, everyone, even a few hundred years after I die, if I manage to conquer the world or come close, everyone's going to know me and care about me, and I'll be some random dead guy that you learn about in social studies. And I'll bet most of you just want to be some basketball or teacher somewhere. Where's the meaning in that? Seriously? I have always been fascinated by power. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Just think, you could be able to do what you want, anything. That is the clear definition of power. Some people say knowledge is power, like our friend Kessler here. But I say the exact opposite. I say power is knowledge. Because with power, you can do a lot of things. You can start research projects. You can have people working on a rocket to who knows where. You can do almost anything. You can find out anything you want. So you find that power is actually knowledge. And if I have the power I want, there would be no one above me. I'm not the person who likes to have people above me. Like, I just can't stand that. You know, I've been thinking, we've been running a backward society for way too long. We have idiots in positions of power that don't know what to do. And we even have these little secret organizations just running in the background. They're thriving on excuses, corruption, stuff like that, so they can get what they want. I mean, that's just not right. Come on, you know it, right? The reason why is that most people just don't know what to do with their power, or how to manage it. They're just looking out for themselves, trying to figure out, how can I make more money? How can I do this? How can I do that? They're just looking out for their own selfish gain. But I know what I want to do, and I want to change the world and give people better lives and just better things in general. The details of how I'm going to go into later, but let's just leave it at that for now. It's kind of complicated. And frankly, at first glance, it doesn't seem like there should be much to taking over the world, but boy, are you ever wrong. It takes a lot of things. You got to have money, you have to have support, and you have to have a lot of charisma. In this age, it's not like Napoleon, where you can go just build an army and march across Europe. I mean, it's not like that anymore. Instead of a physical battlefield today, you have to work your way through a verbal battlefield. You have to persuade and prove your worth and get people to support you. That's how you win them over. But before you actually do anything, you have to gain funding. Something that a lot of people stray is the scum of the earth lobbyists. Like, really. Basically what a lobbyist does is they pay people money so that they can get what they want. I hate that. I have pledged myself that I will never take money from lobbyists. This has led a lot of good people astray. I mean, that's just something we can't have. Once you let other people start to control what you say, what you do, what you think, they're above you. And then you're their stupid little puppet. And they leave you in their dust. What you can do is you get your own funding so that you don't have to listen to these people. What I'm planning to do is I'm going to start a business. A business is going to take a lot of hard work, and it may take a few tries. But once I get it running, it's going to be a great source of money for me to manage a good campaign so I can try and run for president or something. Because you can't really do anything if you're not in a position of power to do anything. And just to get into the nitty-gritty details of it all, one thing I'm really going to strive to fight for is to fight big business. If there's one thing that ruins economies, it's big businesses. Let's say we have small townville over here, and you got like Bob's and like you got like Nick's Grocery, but let's say someone opens up a Walmart in this little small town. Now, because Walmart is big, right? So they can have really low prices. So everyone goes to shop at Walmart. And what happens to Susie's General Store and Bob's Grocery? They go out of business. And all of a sudden, you have all these people in this little town losing their jobs because Walmart opened up. But Walmart pays minimum wage, and they just can't employ that many people. And then all that money from this little small town goes to the bigwigs, like the late Sam Walton. And then after that, the money just leaves the U.S. because it goes to places like Indonesia and Cambodia and Brazil, to places where people can work for very cheap labor. That's just not right. And then that's how great countries like the U.S. are going through hard economic times today. So, I'm pretty sure that none of you really care about this stuff at the moment, but you should, and I think it's pretty important. So, but because like in the end, and no one really cares about a 50-year-old basketball player. And you're going to be out of a job. You can't play basketball after you're like 30. So, I mean, just think about it. You really can't do that. So using my passion to take over the world, I think it's pretty obvious. I'm going to try and take over the world. But my life, I imagine in 20 years, won't quite be there yet. I imagine myself, I'm on the campaign trail, and my business is giving me funding so I can run an independent campaign. But, however, I would think that 30 to 35 years from now, I think I might be there. And I'll be in my office, and I'll be trying to fix major world issues like controlling carbon emissions, overpopulation, debt, you name it. And especially big business. Not to mention, I'm going to have to try and find a successor. You guys know what a successor is, right? Yes. So basically a successor is someone who takes over a position after someone dies. So that's all I really find necessary for me to say how I envision myself in the future, because I think a general idea should be enough. It shouldn't be like those lousy, unbending, clumsy rubrics that language arts teachers use to judge essays. I don't like that at all. And I mean, chances are, some of these things won't be exact. Rules will be broken here and there, but that's how the cookie crumbles, people. For I'm a rebel in heart, mind, and soul. My vision of the future probably looks drastically different from all of your visions. Probably because I dare to dream higher. Apparently some of you never really learned from my introduction speech. I've got big plans, but it's important for me to keep my head out of the clouds. So I'm going to be a little realistic here. I mean, it's going to be a long, hard uphill battle for me to try and take over the world. I'm going to go face to face and toe to toe against skeptics, like all you in the room. You're probably all very skeptical. Rivals, suck-ups, stuck-ups. You know, people like that. But most importantly, I have to face just the massive size of the world and time. I've got 80 years on this planet to live. Already used 14. I probably got less because 3 of my grandparents have cancer. So by genetics, chances are I'm going to get cancer. So I'll probably have like 50 years, maybe less. So I don't have much time to take a second shot at my plan. So I'm probably going to fail. You know, I'm going to be straight up about this. I'm probably going to fail. But, and I might even lose everything trying. But when I was younger, I used to go to Chinese school here. And it was in Miss Brisley's room. I can see it clearly now. There's a banner across the wall, and it had a picture of Garfield sitting on the moon. Don't ask me about Garfield. And it said, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll land in the stars. My mom always liked to add like a little extra, like if you don't shoot, you're always on the ground. Well, I guess that's true. So I'm going to be saying in 20 years, actually, you know what? How about scratch that? How about now? Move over, world, because George Zoo is coming to town.